now 12 o'clock. Thank you for all being here. There was a little mix-up. We thought we were going to be upstairs, and I was really convinced of it until now. But we're happy to have this space. Thank you for all being here for Toastmaster. I am actually the Sergeant at Arms filling in for Peter Ash at the moment, so please honor my Sergeant at Arms role by doing the thing that everyone does before we start the meeting, which is to silence your cell phone.
Oh, yes.
So that nobody adds their own personal soundtrack to the meeting. Next, as a Sergeant at Arms, I will introduce any first-time guests, starting with Ryan McKenna.
Close enough.
Can you please pronounce your name properly and introduce yourself and tell us how you found about us and what brought you here?
I own a business in Lexington. I grew up locally. I went to a few meetings out in Colorado and I thought the grass was greener out there than Massachusetts, and it's something I've always intended on picking back up. So the road to hell is paved with good intentions. So it's time to get in here and actually sit down in a chair and get at it.
What business do you own?
I own a home care business.
Very good.
Welcome. Glad you're here.
Thank you. That was not the Toastmaster slogan. Please speak better now. That's more like ours. Okay, any more guests to introduce that I haven't known? I believe everyone here is at least a new member, or I just want to welcome Johnny Wang for his first role as the timer. Thank you.
Yeah.
First time. First timers. Okay, so now I will assume the introduction of the Toastmaster, which needs no introduction because there's no one to introduce him. So that's why there's need no introduction. Okay, so Toastmaster today is Brandon O'Brien.
Yay!
Anyone know where I'm finding him? Oh! He stole my shoes and my clothes. Alright. Okay, welcome to Lexington Toastmasters, August the 22nd, 2019. Today's theme is Lessons from Childhood or Children. As I did with the last time I had to do with the theme, I actually did it and speak the theme inspired by the previous theme that someone did. So last week the theme was on decision making, and I thought, well, how do we learn about decision making? Perhaps in childhood or from children. I asked this question: how often do we recall the advice of grandparents, parents, and adults who we watched and learned? What about choices made to ensure children benefit them to be healthy and successful adults? Ultimately, wouldn't it be comforting to believe that a strong, experienced decision made when you were 38, 58, 53, 78, those are not large numbers, those are ages, years old, would be safe for a 10-year-old, a 13-year-old, or maybe just a 20-year-old just starting out? I heard of the stock market and I was at 11 years old. It was so boring. I learned about what a mutual fund was at 14. It was not as boring. And I was enthusiastic to start an investment account at 19. Well, hardly. After I saved money from my first job. And now, at a healthy and handsome looking 41 years old, all the practical advice from those previous early years has led to more experienced decisions about finance, which I've always thought was boring. by myself, finance, I would say, just plain boring. I need it. But I grew up with a grandfather who was great at real estate and investing in real estate, which was the old-fashioned way of investing. And you own properties, you get income from those properties, and do quite well. So my grandfather was able to retire in his 60s. He did not work for basically the last 30 years of his life for a salary, for any job, any traditional employment. And my parents were very understanding of how he was able to do that, how he was able to carefully save money from his career, 30 years of having a career, and then being careful with money and buying real estate. Even though I was building castles with Lego bricks at 10 years old, I did appreciate life-size houses that my grandparents invested in, and I actually did buy stock in a real estate company, my stock portfolio recently, which it feels safer to have done because there's real estate investing history in my family, which makes it fun, not boring. I learned great things as a child, and I see children excited and inspired by all the amazing skills and talents that adults can show them. These are lessons from childhood or children. Now we will move on to the formal meeting. Our first role of the meeting is the President's message with Rob Cantor. Please welcome Rob.
Thank you, Brendan.